Good evening, it's Jason Godbey for No Rest for the Weekend, and I'm here at the Regal Cinema-Union Square for a special screening of Scream 6. Review will be coming shortly. To be completely honest, I am not the biggest Scream fan. I saw the first one back in 1996, so I'm hoping I'll get this movie. Should be interesting. So I'm here with Danny Mendes, who writes reviews for us sometimes. He is also the man behind Cinebuff.com. You just saw the movie. What did you think?
It was exponentially better than the one from 2022, in my opinion. I think most of the characters get their chance to shine because it doesn't really focus on the legacy characters like the ones from 2022. So this one was a nice change of pace. The characters are pretty fun. The kills are entertaining.
I thought it was really thrilling. I found it was more like a thriller than a horror. Like
I can agree with that.
I didn't think it was like, I didn't find it very scary, but I found it very suspenseful.
It feels like a whodunit.
Right, which is something that the Scream franchise has always done. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not the most familiar person with the Scream franchise. Can you give us a little background?
Basically, the first one, high school girl Sidney Prescott, one of her friends is murdered, and they think that she might be linked to it because she has a past history of her mom being mentally unstable, her father accused of being a killer as well. So then, basically, the franchise centers around her from 1, 2, and 3. It's Sidney Prescott's movie. From then on, it's about entirely new characters. There's no Sidney Prescott in this movie at all. She was in the previous one, but for a brief moment.
Now, this is a non-spoiler review, non-spoiler reaction. We can't say anything. Would you recommend this one?
Absolutely. I think this one's a lot of fun, especially if you're in a packed theater like the one we were just in. You're going to get a lot out of it.
We had a lot of Scream fans.
Yes, a lot of Scream fans. You'll have people clapping. They recognize certain characters. It's fun, especially if you're a Scream fan. You'll really enjoy it.
Yeah, we had some nice appearances from some of the legacy characters in this one. It is fun. You know, my main problem with Scream is it possible to be too meta? You know, like this movie is so...
This one is really meta. I like the first one because it's meta, but it's not so in your face about it. The last one and this one, I think it's a little too meta for its own. It tries to be in on the joke, but it just feels.
These people know they're in a horror movie.
Yeah, exactly. I like it when it's not going too hard on that.
I feel like my biggest problem too is like when this grisly murder happens and somebody's best friend or their lover or something like that, and then 5 minutes later they're making jokes about it.
Yeah, it lacks that sort of the stakes, I guess, and then when something bad happens, there's a joke. It feels like a Marvel movie, I think. Very modern, where there's always a joke. Nothing's really taken seriously. Yeah,
something bad happens, undercut it with a joke.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
Right, yeah, I mean, if you're a Scream fan, I would recommend it. I think it was a lot of fun. Good performances all the way around.
Great performances, I agree with that.
Even though you mentioned the dialogue is a little clunky in places.
Yeah, it's clunky. Script itself too, very convenient in some points.
Yeah, like, well, how did that person end up here?
And especially when you see the ending, you'll know it was.
Right, we can't give anything away. By the way, shout out and a thanks to the good people at Brooklyn Horror Film Festival who gave us the passes to come here to this special screening. It was a lot of fun, though. I think that I haven't kept up with the franchise. The other thing I like that they did was that I felt like, for me, who hadn't seen anything but the first one, they did a good job of recapping everything so that you could come in.
It's easy to follow along.
Yeah. Good, solid beginning. I think the beginning with the, it's got a typical Scream beginning. Can't give anything away. But it's got some great twists and turns, and it's a lot of fun.
I had a great time. I can't complain. I like thrillers like this very early in the year, when there's not... You don't get the big blockbusters, and you get something like this. It's a nice evening at the movies.
All right, so that's all from the sneak preview of Scream 6. Look for more content at norestfortheweekendpodcast.com and follow us on social at No Rest for the Weekend. And follow Dan at
thecinebuff.com.
All right, thanks. Good night.